This is Boxing Tickets NI. We are delighted to be joined. This is actually our second time around doing a Zoom, Joe. The first time around we done a Zoom, obviously it was Chris McNully was running it, and I'd forgot to record or had issues with my Zoom. But it's the second time we've done a Zoom interview. We've had a couple of issues this morning, but delighted obviously to have you back on. Just obviously to start off with, I obviously seen you at the Three Arena on Friday evening for the UFC Fight Pass card. What a night it was. Obviously, were you probably watching it, sort of wishing that you were actually on the card?
Yeah, look, it was a great card. There were some really good domestic fights. Look at Tom Loeffler, Dana White, and all the guys put on a great show. Callum Walsh headlined the show. I was very impressed with his knockout. So yeah, overall there were some really good fights, great atmosphere, and it's great to see big time boxing back in Ireland. Especially with someone else headlining the shows. Because we're a small nation, but we get behind each other. We love our boxing, and it's great to see everybody coming out supporting these fighters, the likes of Callum and fighters like that to get the opportunity to headline arenas around Ireland.
It's crazy to think that Callum at 23 years of age, like he's taken boxing by storm, sort of since COVID. Sort of went over to Freddie Roach. Obviously everybody knows the story. Went over to Freddie Roach, sort of had no sort of guarantee anything was happening. To come back home and headline the Three in his 12th pro fight, like it just seems to be there's no sort of limit nowadays, Joe. As you'll know, obviously the amount of success you've had as an amateur, and people sometimes think you need to have this, and this before you can do this. Like for him to headline that card in his 12th pro fight is incredible.
Yeah, absolutely. Look, he was lucky. He obviously got a great team around him. He obviously is a good manager, as obviously Tom Loeffler, 360 promotion, Dana White. So that definitely helps. I mean, have a good strong team around you that really believes in you, really backing them and giving them the opportunities to headline shows in the Three Arena and also in Madison Square Gardens. I fought in one of his shows in Madison Square Gardens. Again, was a really successful show with amazing atmosphere and some really good fights. So yeah, no, definitely he's definitely in a great place, and it's going really well for him.
Definitely is. Obviously, the last time I obviously spoke to you, obviously interview wise, was obviously your Irish homecoming in Letterkenny in November of last year. Nearly sometimes because your next fight then was in America, and it was a sort of a one-round job. People could nearly go, when's Joe Ward last fought, because it finished so quickly, sort of it was the opposite side of the world. But like you're back in less than 4 weeks' time now, closer to home. Am I correct in saying that? Closer to home at the National Stadium?
Yeah, the National Stadium's not too far away from where I live. So I'm really looking forward to going back there. Like, I mean, I had a lot of success as an amateur in the National Stadium. As you know, it's probably one of the only purpose-built premises in the world for boxing. So yeah, it's a great arena. Some great fights down through the years as that has happened in the National Stadium. Some great rivalries. So to be coming back there now on the 18th of October, I'm really excited about this. Like, I mean, I really think this is going to be a really big show. I really think the atmosphere is going to be great, and some really good fights in the undercard. So yeah, I'm really looking forward to this one.
I guess obviously last time, in Letterkenny, it was obviously special. It was your first fight as a pro in Ireland, but obviously, you're used to that now. Would you have had, I don't think I asked you, obviously afterwards, did you have any sort of pressure with, fighting in front of your home fans and stuff like that? Like, did you feel any pressure sort of going into Letterkenny, or was it just another day at the office sort of for you?
No, it's just probably just another day in the office. But the most important thing is the coming back home and obviously just put on a great performance and letting the crowd see, obviously, and the people and your fans and all that, like what you can really do and what you have been really progressing over the last number of years as a professional fighter. So no, I really enjoyed Letterkenny. I thought the atmosphere was great. The people was great. Everybody came out and supported us. Really put on a great show, and yeah, no, it was a really big success. So I'm just absolutely buzzing able to make it bigger back in the National Stadium and really put on a really good show. And for me, it's about being ruthless come 18th of October in the National Stadium.
As I say, they look at obviously your box rec and stuff like that. Like it's coming up now 2 years since then obviously you want anything more than 2 rounds. And I guess that just seems that's just the nature obviously of boxing. That you get in there, you want to finish it as quickly as possible, because as we seen with AJ and Dubois the other evening, there's nothing guaranteed in the sport, and obviously as you'll know from your professional debut, like if you don't get it done quickly, anything can happen, injury, you could get knocked out. So like devastating performances. I think there's three stoppage ones in a row there as well, all within 2 rounds.
Yeah, I feel like I've got a really good strength and conditioning coach working with me in the last number of months, and it's really helped me to develop that knockout blow. Like, I mean, that blow where it's been ruthless, where when I landed, like, I mean, they can't hold up to the power, and that's something that I really didn't have as an amateur, and it's just something we've been working on as a pro, and now that I'm always delivering, which is very important. So yeah, so I'm hoping to keep that to run the streak going. Like, I mean, to get that job done in the national stadium in devastating fashion. So I'm just working really hard in the gym, putting the work in, and yeah, hopefully it'll show 18th of October in the national stadium. But it's
Is it
exciting
your
time.
man strength kicking in then, is it?
Yeah, I feel like I'm settling in now to my man's trying to feel like I'm settling into that pro style that it suits me. To mean that's just kind of sitting down a little bit more on my punches and letting the hands go. So it's definitely it's all kind of just gelling together now. As I said, I feel like I have the groundwork done over the last number of years, and I feel like now is my opportunity over the next 12 months to really push on and fight for some big fights and some big belts and challenge the top guys in the world. Like, I mean, where I believe I'm ready to take that challenge.
It's something we spoke about obviously in Letterkenny and stuff as well. It's like when you're seeing, when you're seeing Buatsi and Hutchinson at the weekend there, you're seeing all these other light heavyweights fighting. Do you take it? And I know obviously Lou dibella had obviously mentioned, but obviously Lyndon Arthur and stuff like that as well. They were trying to make that fight. Do you see it, in some ways where these people are avoiding you and they won't fight you because of who you are and obviously what you've done as an amateur, but obviously what you're doing as a pro? Do you see it as a compliment when nobody wants to fight you?
Yeah, that's kind of the issue we're in at the moment. Like, I mean, none of these top guys wants to take on the challenge to fight me because they're weighing up the options and they know how good a fighter I am. They know what I can do, what I've done as an amateur. Now, obviously, as a pro, I'm starting to sit down into the punch and starting to knock guys out. Like, I mean, so they don't want to take the risk. I mean, they don't want to take the risk, but I got to make sure that I put myself in a situation where they've no other choice only fight me. As I said in many interviews, I'm here to fight any of the top guys in the top 15 in the world. I'm ready to go today, tomorrow, whenever. It's just about these guys giving me the opportunity, and so it's just for me, it's just about keeping busy, getting this fight out of the way on the 18th of October, looking good, and moving on to the next thing. As I said, I'm ready to fight any of them, any of them. I mean, absolutely any of them at the 175 division, because I believe I'm good enough. I believe I beat them all, and that's something self confidence that I believe in my ability and what work I put inside the gym and what I can do as a fighter. That I believe that when that time comes, that I will become champion.
You can take sort of some inspiration in ways. Obviously, Ireland's only male world champion at the moment, Anto Kakachi. He was avoided for years. He actually had to get himself in the mandatory position for the British title. 2 years ago today, obviously got a shot at the IBO, and now look where he is. Like, you just need that one opportunity to show, well, not even to show people, because everybody knows how good you are, but you just need that one opportunity to get to the bigger stage. And obviously, once you get there, you'll reap your benefits and rewards from it.
Yeah, it's very important. Look, at me, as I said, there's so many great fighters out there, but getting that opportunity is very difficult sometimes. And with sort of my pedigree as an amateur fighter, it doesn't really help to be getting these opportunities because I said they're weighing up the risk and the reward, and they're probably looking for easier options or easier fights. Because they know when they fight me, it's going to be a very tough fight. And look, it's within these top 10 guys in the world is probably a 50-50, 60-40 fight. So it's a there's a big test for them to take, a big chance for them to take to fight me. So I'm ready. But look, I'm going to put them in. I'm hoping in the next 12 months that I back them into a corner that they've no other choice when they fight me, that I become mandatory or I win some belts, and I'm ready to. They've no other choice only to fight me. They can run, but they can't hide. They have to come out sometime and take that risk.
I guess with obviously the Saudi cards going ahead and obviously all these big money fights, like obviously it just takes probably Turk alalshikh. They obviously see Joe Ward and see what you've been through and go, I like him. I want to put him on a card. For you to get that opportunity with so much money now coming into the sport, probably the perfect time for you to, I guess, put yourself in the shop window, keep knocking people out, and hope that phone call rings from somebody to say, we want you to fight on Wembley, we want you to fight in America, we want you to fight you in Saudi. That's all you need, just that one chance.
That's all we need, and it's just we keep busy, keep active in the gym, keep fighting on these cards, and yeah, I'm hopeful that these opportunities will come sooner rather than later. And as I said, just be ready when the time is right. And that's why I think it's a great opportunity for me to come back here and fight in Dublin in the National Stadium to keep that momentum going, and give the home fans an opportunity to come and see me. That they don't have to travel to America or certain countries like that they can really just jump into the car and within an hour and 20 minutes they're in Dublin Stadium. They get to see it close up, and they witness the atmosphere, and witness me as a professional fighter now. Because I have so many great fans down through the years as an amateur who really supported me, and this is a great opportunity for them out to come and see me live as a professional fighter in the National Stadium, which is going to be huge for me and for my family, and for the country itself. Like, to me, to have me headline the show in the National Stadium.
Obviously, another Irish boxer, obviously, is doing great things in Australia. And actually, I've seen, obviously, you're standing with you and him the other night. Conor Wallace is pretty much on the verge now of fighting for world title. Probably in some ways, the Beterbiev and Bivol fight that's coming up might have an inkling on that. So obviously, it's great to see. Obviously, I'm sure you've obviously shared teams and stuff with Conor down through the years as well, and in the amateur setup as well.
Yeah, myself and Conor would have shared a team there for a few years in the National Stadium and in Abbottstown. Conor's a good lad. He's doing fair well for himself. Moving to Australia, getting himself now into the mandatory position to fight for a world title, which says a lot, like, to me. So he's a good guy. That's a fight I'd like to happen. I'd love to happen. Maybe sometime it might happen in the Tree Arena, and myself and him to headline it and to fight each other. I think it'd be a great fight. I think the people would love to see it of Ireland, and as I said, maybe hopefully he might have a belt that it would make sense for both of us to fight in the Tree Arena. But I'd be absolutely happy to take that fight, like, to me, any day. Like, Conor's a good guy, lovely guy, but I believe I'm just a better fighter all around.
Yes, I was seeing so much domestic action recently. You know, we still yet to have an Irish v Irish world title fight as well. Like, you know, that could be one that could come out there and be the first to do it.
Yeah, absolutely. I think look at it. I think it's possible. I think Conor's knocking on the door for it, and I'm coming strong. So if it happens for a world title, it'd be absolutely amazing for myself and him to fight for it in the Tree Arena or something like that. I think it'd be a sellout, no problem. So an all Irish clash for a world title. Yeah, it'd be amazing. So hopefully we can keep winning, and hopefully, obviously, Conor or myself gets one of them top belts, and we can make it happen.
Definitely. Obviously, just want to get your thoughts, obviously, on Beterbiev and Bivol coming up, obviously, undisputed. It just seems to be, it's like, that's a very pinnacle, obviously, of the sport. Like, where do you sort of side with? Who do you think sort of favourite going into the fight?
Look, at two really good fighters, and Bowden's very experienced. I think Bivol just has a little bit more momentum going at the moment from younger guy, fight more regularly in the last 12 months. So I think that could be in his favour, but you can't write off Beterbiev. This guy has wicked power. He can end the fight any moment. So it's going to be a really good fight. Obviously, both lads would have trained and worked together in the Russian national team. So they know each other pretty well. So it's going to be a 50-50 fight, and I believe if it goes to points, I believe Bivol will win, but Beterbiev could end it at any second.
That's the fear, isn't it? Sometimes when you're fighting someone, it's every fight's been won by knockout. It's like, you know, as we see so many times, until that final bell rings, anything can happen. Obviously, McCormack against Lee Wood, you know, well up, gets to the final round, and it can just change in the click of a fingers. And I guess that's what's exciting about boxing. Sometimes we just don't know what's going to happen until everything's all said and done.
Absolutely. Look, I mean, if you carry a lot of power, I mean, you're never out of the fight. Like, I mean, you can be 12 rounds down in the last 10 seconds of the fight, you can knock a guy out. So the most dangerous opponent you can fight is someone that carries bigger power, because they're always in the fight. Even if they're losing on the scorecards, there always has a chance of ending it. But that's what makes boxing so exciting. Like, I mean, that's why there's so many fans out there that loves boxing because there's no guarantee, and that's why that's why it's great, and it's great to see great fights, and now it's great to see like champions fighting champions. So that was what makes it even more special, especially with the way things is operating now, which is great.
And obviously, just then finally, obviously back then, obviously until the 18th of October, you have no opponents scheduled as yet. Is it going to be another 8 rounder, Joe? Is it going to be a 10
Yeah,
rounder?
so it's going to be another 8 rounder, and we're hoping to have the opponent announced pretty soon. They're looking at a few different opponents, so yeah, it's going to be 8 rounder, probably my last 8 rounder. So then as we step up to 10 rounds, hopefully fighting for belts. So yeah, I'm really looking forward to it. I think it's going to be a good test for me, and it keeps me busy. And as I said, we expect the National Stadium to be sold out with great atmosphere, 2,000 people. So yeah, whoever didn't get their tickets, there's a link. I will put it on this, and you can always buy your tickets off it. And all kids' tickets will be sold on the door for 20 euros, so which is great value for any parents or any boxing clubs that wants to bring some young kids to go and see the show. So which is great to be on the door, and the adults tickets will be bought online. But yeah, so really exciting times, and I can't wait to headline the show in the National Stadium in Dublin, back where it all began many years ago, 2005, where I won my first national title. So after a great many years of success along the way, we're going back there to have my first professional fight. So I'm really excited about it, and I think it's going to be an amazing atmosphere and some amazing fights. And as I said, I hope to be ruthless on October 18th in the National Stadium Dublin on the South Circular Road.
Definitely. Well, Joe, listen, thanks very much for your time as always. I'll obviously no doubt catch up with you on fight week, and look forward to seeing another ruthless performance from mighty Joe Ward.
Thank you very much for having me on. Can't wait to see you all there. Come
Cheers,
on.
Joe. Take care. Thank you. Thanks. Bye bye. Bye bye. Bye.